Hello, it's me, mayohosko, and I am the man of the people. So let's see if any of the people come in today. Just a spur of the moment stream, just to see if there's anyone out there. And hello, Crimson Toaster, you are first. Yeah, so I'm back at grad school, but I've got no classes on Friday. And so that's going to influence things I can do on social media. So if we get enough viewers, then I'm going to put something to the vote. But if we just have a small group of people, then I'm just going to I'm just going to talk with the people who come on in. Yeah, I am a grad school student. Hey, Owen. What do you mean finally? Yeah, the 1,000 is because of 1,000 subscribers. Hello, Alexandria. Want to bring back the way of the mocks? I'm not sure what that means. I thought we ended that series because you wanted to. Yeah, I've had 1,000 subscribers for about a week, or for a little over a week now, which has been fun. Actually, no, I think it's been like 2 weeks now, which has been really fun. But yeah, this is my off day, and I have some plans for today because I need to clean up my build table, and there are some parts that I want to see if I can pull near my drawers and see if I can put together another minifigure habitat, because I've been going over some of the ideas that some people have suggested over the different videos, and I need to refresh myself with some of the ideas people have given me, because some of them have ideas that I have minifigures in my collection that I know I can do stuff with. I'm not gonna do that, stud. This is just a pop-up stream. This is just a pop-up stream. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go to my YouTube studio, and we're gonna go exploring, because I want to see if I can find some of the comments that people have said, and I want to search for specific queries. And what do I want to do? I want to... Actually, do I have anything in my held comments first? Ah. Let me approve that. That got filtered because it was a hashtag. Yeah, if people comment hashtags in chats, no, sorry, not in chats, in comments that YouTube filters that for some reason. So let's go published. Yeah, that got approved. I'm just gonna say yes on that one. See, that got filtered because of the hashtag. What do I want to do? There's a querying. Habitat. Let's see if this brings up. Yeah. Okay, this might bring up some stuff. This might bring up some of the answers I'm looking for. Hey, Heather. Yeah, so if I go into my YouTube studio and I filter my comments for habitat, then it brings up some stuff. And it actually brings up it actually brings up some things that I actually forgot about. So I don't know why. Yeah, so I made a Paradisa habitat because of YOLO's suggestion. Oh, why didn't I wait, did I respond? It's not coming up properly. Oh yeah, that's because I filtered it. Yeah, I ended up building a Star Wars habitat for May the 4th be with you because of minifigure collector. Someone suggested Roman or Aztecs, or one from Monster Fighters, and that's why I ended up using the plant guy. Actually, I forget if I've no, I haven't uploaded a video about it yet, but I kind of did remember this comment by Legend Bricks, said you should do Tony Stark one. I kind of did do something with Tony Stark, but not necessarily the way that Legend Bricks phrased it. Maybe let's try filtering it a different way. Let's go back and let's go to content. Let's go to playlists, because that filter didn't work as well as I wanted it to. Let's go to search this playlist. And let's see if I can get some better results there. Let's see what's going on in chat. Hey, Dina. Stud says, I love the classic monster Lego figs and building habitat for them every fall. I remember the plant guy one. Yeah, the plant guy was one of the more flamboyant ones from Series 14. Yeah, because I'm probably going to make one for Halloween that's based on one of the Series 14 ones. But I want to go over this list and see maybe if I can get a better result this way. Okay, there's nothing from there. What about this one? No, nothing from that one. Looks like I inspired some other people to want to do some of their own. Oh yeah, Karma Brick Creations also, along with YOLO, hinted at before I built Paradisa. I'm trying to stay on top of both at once. Stud says, remember when you made that plant guy mock? It was for Good Morning Brick World. Yeah, it was. But I repurposed that into a smaller one because that one was on a 16 by 16 plate, and I repurposed it for a 8 by 8 plate. Oh yes, Karma Bricks Creations suggested the Magisto or Ghost. Yeah, because I got the Ghost Shroud somewhere with one of my vintage figs, and I believe I've still got the Magisto Wizard with my Magisto's workshop. And by the way, because of trolls, these videos have less than would these have a bad like to dislike ratio. So please go watch these videos and like them. That would help me out a lot. And Karma also suggested the Viking. I think I do have the CMF Viking. And Johnny's one of the ones who wants me to build something for town. Yeah, I was talking about the Citizen Brick figures with some people in a backstage earlier. Yeah, I hear that's one of the more pricey ones that Citizen Brick sold. It's tough to remember when I'm scrolling some of this stuff. Pastor Jensen wants me to build something from the Das Boot movie. My father really likes that movie. Oh, and this is scheduled. Okay. Yeah, so there aren't as many on the actual minifigure habitat videos as I thought there was. So maybe there's some on other videos. I guess what I'd have to do is I'd have to go back and screenshot comments of ones of suggestions that I haven't done yet from videos the day after I uploaded the first video about the first video in the minifigure habitat playlist. Hello, Olive Wick. Good to see you here, buddy. Are any of those figs ones that are worth more than $1,000? And also, there is something on Lego's website which I want to talk about. So let me go and share it from the Lego website. Because not only are they bringing back the Camino training gift with purchase, but which is only available with purchase of the Jango Fett's Starship UCS set. But there's also another thing that they brought out. But I want to talk about this first. So last week, and I think the week before that, they had the gift with purchase going on where they brought back the Amelia's ticket booth for the Steamboat set. And that absolutely tells me that set is not selling as well as Lego wanted it to. And what this tells me is that the UCS Jango Fett's Starship isn't selling as well as they would want it to either. And what Lego will never say as a reason why both of those sets aren't selling as well as that they would like it to, but almost any Lego collector could say is that those sets are too expensive. They're too expensive. That's why they're not selling. And apparently they still have this Field Flowers gift with purchase available for the botanical theme while stocks last. I think this has been available for 2 weeks now. So I think that could end up going for a month. So maybe the botanicals aren't selling a lot either. Hey Zelda, good to see you here, buddy. Yeah, a lot of the direct-to-consumer sets are expensive. And there was a while where they gave us good value with the gift with the direct-to-consumer sets. But then there was that inflation hit in, I think, 2022, where they increased the price of some of their sets by 5 to 10%. Like, I know there was a lot of $300 sets that got increased to $350, and that really rubbed a lot of Lego fans the wrong way. And ever since then, I've seen more of the direct-to-consumer sets at an unreasonable price. Like, everyone remembers when the UCS Lord of the Rings Shire came out, and everyone thought that was like $50 overpriced. And I remember when the UCS sail barge came out, and not only was that not packaged with a sarlacc pit, but it should have included the sarlacc pit, and it should have been $50 cheaper. At least according to my analysis. So, I've seen that trend ever since 2022. And that's not a good trend, and I'm not surprised that Lego, with some of their gift with purchases, isn't selling as many of an individual set as they might otherwise want to. So there's that, but there's something else. There's this, which I only just discovered today. A Fortnite Brickheads gift with purchase. I can't remember the last time they had a Brickhead set as a gift with purchase. I'm not sure if this set is going to be sold at regular retail, but this is the Adventure Peely, which is not the Peely bone, but is the full skinned banana Peely, and the Cuddle Team leader, which looks like a pink bear. And in the fine print, it says it's insiders only, excluding pre-orders while stocks last, excluding the Star Wars set, which we just talked about, that has a gift with purchase, and for some reason excludes the Ideas Italian Riviera, because the Italian Riviera is going to have a gift with purchase attached to it. That's a scooter type thing. So, so that's important in the fine print. So you can't to do any double stacking with that. In the past, Lego has done lots of gift with purchases where you could double stack it with others, but within the fine print of this set, they're specifically stating that you cannot double stack those gift with purchases. So that's a questionable move, in my opinion. And if I had sets in my wanted list that I still needed to buy, I might go after this. But unfortunately, I'm not going to go after this, because I got all of the sets that I wanted for the time being, and that I don't think I can get for a better deal in future sales at a retailer. Like, I want to get a slew of Formula One sets, but I know there will be more than 20% off at a retail, or at retail eventually. I want to get some of the Mario Kart sets, but I know that there will be more than 20% off eventually at retail. So I'm going to hold off from buying a combination of those sets for gift with purchases. Now, I still need to buy the medieval town square, so I'm waiting for a gift with purchase threshold more than 300 Australian dollars. This is 210 Australian dollars, so this must be threshold of 150 US dollars or something. One of my American viewers can let me know what the threshold is there. But I'm waiting for a gift with purchase that has a threshold greater than $300 Australian before I buy the medieval town square. And that's enough out of that. And what are other people saying? Um, every everyone's got puns right now. I think that would be good in her collection. Yes. Yeah. There was nothing in this world that is adorable. There were lots of things in this world that are adorable. I think I said full skinned banana. I can't remember what I say sometimes. Olive Wick says I was able to get Cole's Titan Dragon Mech for 40% off at local Walmart. See, that's a regularly retail, or that's a regular retail set, and you can always bank on those sets being on sale for a good clearance amount eventually. So, like a set like that, I would never buy to get a gift with purchase at from the Lego website, because I know that a retailer would put that on a good clearance eventually. That's kind of my psychology as a Lego customer. I know that the Formula One sets I want to buy will eventually be more than 20% off. I just have to wait till they come out of popularity and where enough people have bought them and they end up warming shelves. That's what I'm banking on. And for the time being, I'm in possession of the collectible Formula One cars from their CMF series. I bought the complete collection on eBay, and I'm going to do something with Clever Pig about those, because it's only fitting that I do anything car related with one of my Speed Champions bros, whether it's Clever Pig or Clicking Cliff or someone else like that, one of my Speed Champions bros. And so, well, I think Seth's time is more dependent on his family. So I'm not sure if Seth would have as much time to schedule something. But I would love to do something Speed Champion. I would love to do something Speed Champions related with Seth one day, because when Seth used to do build streams, he built a lot of Speed Champion sets. And also, I want to talk with Seth for other more musical reasons. It's almost 9. It's almost 9 a.m. Exactly. What a man, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. A mighty car man. He is. Yeah, so the reason why I titled this stream The Man of the People is because I want to give my my thoughts about something. So some of you guys might remember when I forget the channel's name. Someone who did a 48-hour stream. Yeah, someone who did a 48-hour stream trying to raise money for an addiction charity thing. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to try to remember the guy's name if I scroll through my subscriber list. I need to remember the guy's name. Because I can't keep track of all of these names. I'm subscribed to so many people, and I easily watch more than 20 videos a day. And depending on how active people I'm subscribed to are. Often they don't even end up in the subscribers that I see who are named, because I'm subscribed to that many people. Yes, it's Brick Together, Click Together. They did a charity stream for 48 hours. Yeah. Brick Together, Click Together. And I was talking with some people throughout all of that. And it made some of us think how important it is to engage with a live audience, and how there are some people in the Lego community who turn away from a stream without proper engagement. Because I've watched plenty of streams over the past 12 years on YouTube, and I've experienced, well, I think I can say I've experienced it all. To people who are ultra engaged with the chat, to people who are trying to do something on their stream and they pick out some of the chat comments that are relevant to the conversation. There are other people whose streams live and breathe by the chat, and they let the chat control some of the things that they do on stream, like whether it's a vote or whether it's the chat is talking about something, and then the streamer starts talking about that same thing because the chat is engaged in that conversation at the time. Or whether there's elements of gaming between the streamer and the audience, which spikes engagement. There are one of the YouTube features for a live stream. Yo, Liam, good to see you here, buddy. And there's that tool on YouTube live chats where you can enable a poll with your audience. And they also have this thing called Q&A, but I think that's kind of a redundant feature, because what can be done with that Q&A feature can be done just by people commenting in your live chat. So I've never really seen a purpose for that, but there are people who get dozens or hundreds or thousands or millions of viewers into their chats. And when you have an active chat which has a lot of people who might have a totally different opinion from you, or whether you have an audience that is in a niche that is different from another part of your audience who is in a different niche, then that's a good opportunity to put a poll in the chat to kind of get a judgment call, to bring in a little bit of voting power from the chat so that they can have their say. And so there are different ways and different levels of engagement that a streamer can have with their chat. And I was speaking with some people, and there wasn't much of that on that stream in comparison to some of the weekly streamers. And so I don't know if it was a lack of practice or a lack of understanding or a lack of preparation. I mean, there could be a variety of factors. Maybe it was maybe it was the culture or the personality of the individuals, but yeah, there was just something. Yeah, that's a good thing. Maybe some of them did get tired, because when you're trying to do a 48-hour stream, you are going to get tired. And I've definitely been in places where there's a lack of chemistry between a group of people, and so I un I understand why a low level of engagement might happen, whether you're fatigued or tired from doing something over a sustained period of time, or whether something bad happens and it kind of derails your peak performance in a high agile time. And there are some people who are built for agility and peak performance, and there are other people who are built for endurance and sustained performance. And there's no right or wrong way to grow, in my opinion, but it's just that there are some ways which are more proven than others. And so there could be a variety of factors of your level of engagement with someone. But I personally have taken the route of letting the chat be as much of a stream than the entertainment I provide. And some people are the complete opposite. And that's them. They will be them. But I'm of the opinion of, instead of trying to control what other people do, let them make their own mistakes and pay the stupid tax if they get it wrong. So, for example, when you go to a cliff and you see a fence near the cliff, and on that fence you see a sign to not jump off the cliff. And if someone chooses to jump off the cliff, even though the sign tells them to, they're paying the stupid tax. And there are some people who would jump at the opportunity for the thrill of it. And maybe they're not thinking about the consequence. Maybe they know exactly what's going to happen and they don't care because of their mental health status. Or maybe something's going through their head where they just act on an instinct. And there are people within anyone's social circle that can make one of two choices. Either you try to stop them from jumping off the cliff, or you let them jump off the cliff, and if they survive, face the consequences of their injury. It's kind of like when you go to a jetty or a pier and you see the signs to not go diving off of the jetting or the pier, either because it's shallow water or there's some dangerous animals in that water that you could get injured or sick from. And I know at the beaches nearby me, there are sharks near those beaches, and every, at least once per year, there's a story on the news of a shark sighting. And so therefore there are signs on our jettings which tell you don't jump off the jetty. There could be either shallow waters or a shark or or some kind of a jellyfish or an octopus at the sea floor near that water where you could get injured. I'm the type of person, I'm the type of personality who wants to let other people make their mistakes and try to learn from it, because I believe in the free will of human beings. I believe people have the right to make their decisions for themselves, and if they have to face a consequence, learn from it. That's the cloth that I am cut from. So if I see someone badly performing at something, I'll let the results speak for them. I'll let the results speak for themselves, and hopefully they learn a lesson and reevaluate their own performance in the process. So a lot of that is code, and I'll let some time pass to tell the public how I really feel. But some people I've already spoken privately, and we agree, because we are in the personality of being the man of the people. And I try to be a man of the people, because being a man of the people is how I've garnered an audience, and I like my audience. And now that I passed 1,000 subscribers, I am content with my audience. All I need is some more watch time hours, and then hey presto. But what are people saying? Let me go. Yeah, I kind of prefer a sassy audience than a vanilla audience. That's because that's an inside joke. I actually took a nap before this stream to give me some energy. Stud says the reason they brought back Star Wars gift with purchase was because they had more left over in a distribution center. Nothing to do with sales, they just had more. Well, yes, I know that not all gift with purchases sell out fast. Like the reason they brought back the Space Baby for the microscale and the Blacktron Cruiser, and a couple years ago the Forest Hideout gift with purchase, and I believe they also brought back the Magistos as well, is because they had leftovers in warehouses across the world. But it's also a marketing pitch, especially when they attach it to one specific set. And as you like to say, it's a marketing strategy. Yeah. There might be in my city eventually. Lego isn't the best with communication between their offices and distribution centers. I lived that torture many years ago at the Connecticut office. Yeah, so was that when you were working at Enfield, Stud? Exactly. When you have the sign to not touch the wet paint, or when your parents tell you to not touch the hot stove, some people will touch that wet paint, and some people will touch that hot stove. Well, I know that near that my beaches, there are signs that warn that there may be sharks in the water, because that's why we have some of the helicopters flying over the beaches to spot any sharks in the water. Stud says YouTubers in the community make up these crazy theories when it's just usually a screw up between the distribution and office. You would find that funny because you're a former employee. What up, Porter? Well, what's up? Well, what's up is Lumi Bricks. And you can tell us all about your experience with Lumi Bricks lately. Wink, wink. Yo! Cliff. I'm just going to let that settle. That's what we do. Every time there's a known yo entry that comes up in here, I do it until my voice cracks. And my voice is already cracked. I can't say it again. Yeah, so we talked about some of the gift with purchase information. I just went on a spiel about being a man of the people. Talked about how I don't have any grad school classes on Fridays. Tried to find a filter for some of the suggestions people have made about what habitats to build next, which I didn't yield a good result on. So I think I'm going to need to do some more manual digging with that to compile a list of some of the suggestions that people have made. That there are some suggestions which I've already built because of the viewers, and there are some ideas that I want to build because of the viewers. And if I still have some of the right blue pieces, and if I can find a certain minifigure, I'm strongly considering Alexandria's suggestion for a mermaid, because I know I have the Ariel CMF around here somewhere. And also, the second thing I think of with a Lego Mermaid is a certain Pirates of the Caribbean set, and I'm going to go and find that on Brickset if I can. I think it's called Whitecap Bang. I think it had sand blue and I think it had sand blue and sand green versions of mermaids. I'm pretty sure it's the Whitecap Bay set. Yes, let me go and share this picture from Brickset. So it is set 4194 Whitecap Bay from Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, released in 2011. Had 745 pieces, 6 minifigures, originally retailed for $80 and sells used for almost $200. And you can see the mermaids right there. If I can get a zoom in on this. They're each holding a piece of seaweed. And I want to get a little bit more of a zoom in on these mermaids. Come on. Yeah. Those are some cool looking mermaids, but they are expensive now. I wish I owned these mermaids, but I do own the Ariel mermaid. Under the Sea. Under the Sea. Yeah, so if Johnny was in the chat, I'm sure he would like to see these mermaids. Who knows? Maybe someone will share this stream and tell Johnny that we showed off these mermaids right now. I can't think of too many other sets that come with this dark brown hairpiece. There's lots of sets that come with that cool yellow hairpiece. I think of Sharon Shoehorn from the Lego Movie, and I think there are some other licensed characters which have that hairpiece. So yeah, those are I think my favorite mermaids that Lego's ever done. There's been other mermaids besides them and Ariel. Yeah, let's get a zoom out on this set, because these are rowboats that have the lantern at the front of them. They have holders for the 2 oars, and they each have a bucket in them with the wooden benches. So Lego actually utilized the hole at the front of these rowboat pieces that is the size of a bar, so that could clip these bar connectors in to form the lantern at the front there. I don't think across the history of Lego using this rowboat piece, they utilized the hole at the bow of the ship enough. Wait, is that the bow or the stern? Let me do some research quickly. Yeah. Bow under watercraft. The bow is the forward part of the hull of a ship or boat. The point that is usually most forward when the vessel is underway. Okay, yeah. Okay, I got that right. Yeah. So those are parts of the Whitecap Bay, and I've been thinking of the Whitecap Bay ever since Alexandria suggested I build a mermaid habitat, and now I'm really thinking about Ariel, because I could build some kind of coral reef thing, or the start of a coral reef. I've got a bunch of the dark green seaweed pieces that maybe I can make some kind of an undersea throne where Ariel is hunched up in between a bunch of seagrass. Because why not use some of my seagrass pieces? So yeah, that's enough out of the Whitecap Bay. Yo, Brick Therapy 23, good to see you here, buddy. Yeah, it was in Enfield. The boonies, the boonies of Connecticut. It's actually the Massachusetts line. Did they move the office to Boston yet? As far as all the information I've read, they have. Yeah, you can send me those pictures on Discord, Owen. Yeah, last time I checked, they finally moved out of Enfield. I think there was something on the Brick Fan a couple months ago about them finally moved out of Enfield. Yeah, so is there anything that anyone else wants to talk about for the next 5 minutes? Because I think I'll just cap this at an hour. Because I pretty much talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Because I'm going to have fun putting together some stuff for Instagram and Discord for the rest of the day if I can find the right pieces within my collection, and I need to clean off my build table. So I'll probably strap on some podcasts to listen to while I do all of that maintenance. And I also need to line up I need to line up some of the builds that I've done recently to figure out how I can do a color swap, because in my video that's coming out on Monday, there's some color swaps for some builds that I want to start working on. And I want to see if I have some of the right pieces in the right colors to make those color swap conversions. So I'm going to see how I go, and we might be able to make some conversions, which means I'll have some nice pictures to post about that. And eventually they'll probably be props in videos. Yeah, I haven't heard too many good things about Enfield. Haven't heard too many good things about stores. Let me I want to search stores Connecticut. Yeah. So what is it? Yeah, so stores Connecticut is spelled Storrs. Stores is a village and census-designated place in the town of Mansfield in eastern Tolland County, Connecticut. Because I know some people from ESPN come from Stores, Connecticut. But Stud Cities and I both know that the absolute best town in Connecticut is Bridgeport. The absolute best town in Connecticut is Bridgeport. Kevin Hinkle would always say, "Man, Enfield sucks." Was like, "Yeah, move south. Only the coastline of Connecticut is cool." Well, that's because the coastline is the beachfront property. Same with Rhode Island. The only good parts of Rhode Island are the beachfront property. I think Newport is one of the more sexier towns in Rhode Island because of that. Let me consult the map. Newport, Rhode Island. Pretty sure that's on the coast. Yeah. Because you got because there's a series of islands. There's a series of islands in an estuary that lead up to Providence, which is the capital of Rhode Island. And along there, you have towns like Newport and Jamestown and Green Hill and Wickapug and North Kingstown and Tiverton and Bristol. And not Bristol, Connecticut, Bristol, Rhode Island, because Bristol, Connecticut is where the ESPN headquarters are. So the good spots I know in Rhode Island outside of the capital is along that estuary. And the only reason I know some of those towns is because of Family Guy. Anyway, thank you for watching this stream. It is appreciated. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I have no idea when I'll next do a live stream, but rumors say that I will be home alone this weekend, so I might have time to spread out my Lego and build some cool things if I decide to. So I'll see you on my next live stream, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye, everybody.